Let's take a look at these four concepts, these four definitions, before we can talk about anything else. So, the first definition I want us to take a look at is organic molecules. So, organic molecules are molecules containing carbon atoms. That is what organic chemistry is all about. It's all about organic molecules or molecules that contain carbon atoms, right? So any molecule that has a carbon, we deem that an organic molecule. And then everything else without is inorganic. For instance, H2SO4, NaOH, HCl, so on and so on. Those are inorganic molecules because they don't contain carbon. So that's the first term we need to wrap our head around, organic molecules. And then the second term, homologous series, is a series of organic compounds that can be described by the same general formula. This may not make sense at this point of time, but as we progress through the video, it will definitely make sense. So, homologous series is a series of organic compounds that can be described by the same general formula. Right? We can say it's more of function. Think of a function in math. Let's say, for instance, hyperbolic functions. They can all be defined by the same general formula, right? So here we're talking about collections of organic compounds that can be described by the same general formula. You're going to see what I'm talking about as we move on to the next slide. Okay. The third term I want us to take a look at is general formula. It's an expression used to indicate the distribution of atoms in an organic compound in a homologous series. Even though you're not going to come across a question in the exam saying define the term general formula, you're going to have to memorize a few general formulas for different homologous series. So we are going to touch on that. And then the last term, before we move to the second slide, where everything will start to make sense, is functional group, right? So there's two definitions for functional group. This first one right here and this second one. Taking a look at the first one, it says it's an atom or a group of atoms that determine the chemistry of a molecule. I don't like this definition because it's not on the exam guideline. This is the definition we should go with, which says that functional group is an atom or group of atoms that determines the physical and the chemical properties of a group of organic compounds. You guys have covered intermolecular forces in grade 11, right? So functional groups determine the intermolecular forces of a organic compound. Let's move to the second slide and see these concepts in play. We have 9 homologous series we are going to focus on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Of those 9 homologous series, we are going to take a look at the structure of their functional group, the name of the functional group, and their general formula. So, if you've forgotten already, what is a homologous series again? Let's go back and take a look. So, a homologous series is a series of organic compounds that can be described by the same general formula, right? So, let's go back to our table. The first homologous series we are going to pay attention to is alkanes. This is the first homologous series we are going to pay attention to. This is the structure of the functional group. We have 2 carbons with a single bond between them, right? And then the name of the functional group, there actually isn't a name for this functional group. We just know that between carbon atoms, there's single bonds. The general formula, I don't know if it's big enough, but it's CnH2n plus 2. Let's take another look. The name of the homologous series is alkanes. This is the structure of the functional group, and this is the general formula. So if the question says draw a structure of the functional group of alkanes, this is what we are expecting. The general formula says CnH2n plus 2. Let's make sense of that before we move to alkenes. Okay, let's say we have these 3 carbons that are bonded to each other, right? a carbon can only support 4 bonds, right? So you need to recall that so that you don't make mistakes while drawing your structures. So let's take a look at this compound. This is an alkane. Why am I saying it is an alkane? It is an alkane because between the carbon atoms, there is only single bonds, right? It is an alkane because of that. And then let's talk about the general formula. We say that the general formula for alkanes is CnH2n plus 2. So let's go ahead and make sense of this. Taking a look at the number of carbons we have, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 carbons. Let's take a look at the number of hydrogens we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 hydrogens. As you can see, if 3 is n, 8 is 2n plus 2, where 3 is our value of n, right? So if you have 3 carbons, you're going to have 8 hydrogens in an alkane. That's what we mean by the general formula of alkanes is CnH2n plus 2. Okay, let's go ahead and move to alkenes. So alkenes, this is the name of the homologous series structure of the functional group. We have a double bond between carbon atoms, and the general formula is CnH2n. Again, we have to do an example. Let's go ahead and have an example and see how it looks like. Okay, so let's have, we can have 4 carbons, no issues whatsoever. And then let's go ahead and have our hydrogens. So this carbon is fine, it's happy because it has 4 bonds. This carbon is also satisfied now. And let's take a look at this third one. It already has 1, 2, 3 bonds. So it only needs 1 hydrogen. Okay. And then this carbon, 1 hydrogen and another hydrogen. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 bonds. Okay. Everything is okay. So the number of carbons, how many carbons do we have? We have 4 carbons. The number of hydrogens, let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 hydrogens. And the general formula for alkenes is CnH2n. This is what we mean when we say the general formula for alkenes is CnH2n. Moving to the third homologous series, alkynes, we have a triple bond in between the carbon atoms. And the general formula is CnH2n minus 2. Let's go ahead and take a look. 1, 2, 3. Well, we can leave it like that with only 3 carbons. And then let's go ahead and fill out our hydrogens. This carbon has 4 bonds, so it's excited. And 1, 2, 3, 4. The second carbon already has 4 bonds. So let's just move to the third and add 1 hydrogen. Okay, so all carbons have 4 bonds. This is correct. So the general formula, let's take a look. We know that it is supposed to be CnH2n minus 2. Okay, how many carbons do we have? We have 3. How many hydrogens do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4. Is it CnH2n minus 2 indeed? Okay, let's go ahead and find out. 2 multiplied by 3 is 6, minus 2 is equals to 4. So indeed, the general formula for alkynes is CnH2n minus 2, as you can clearly see. This is the general formula, and this is the functional group. That is the structure of the functional group. Alkane, alkene, and alkynes. Okay, I'm sure you can see the trend now. We have haloalkanes, also called alkyl halides, with this structure of functional group and this general formula, CnH2n plus 1x. Let me just draw you a structure to show you how haloalkanes look like. So a haloalkane is an alkane with a halogen, right? So for instance, 1, 2, 3. We have our 3 carbons. Let's go ahead and fill out the hydrogens. So instead of having hydrogens, we have a halogen, right? Maybe chlorine, for instance. And in a case like that, we would have a haloalkane, right? We now have a halogen. So the general formula here is CnH2n plus 1x, where this x is a halogen, right? A halogen can be fluorine, chlorine, iodine, and bromine, right? So there we go. This is how a haloalkane would look like. Moving back, we have an alcohol. This is the structure of the functional group. And then for alcohol, we actually have a name for the functional group. It is called the hydroxyl group. And then the formula is CnH2n plus 2 oxygen, right? And this is how you expect an alcohol to look like. 1, 2, well, let's just leave it to 2 carbons, because if I keep putting 3 carbons, people are going to start thinking that for all structures, we just need 3 carbons, and that is not the impression I want to make. So this is an alcohol, okay? We can see the structure of the functional group. Let's move to the following homologous series. Aldehydes. The structure of the functional group, it has a name, it's called the formyl group, okay? And then the general formula is CnH2n. Oh, let's go ahead and have a structure of an aldehyde. So an aldehyde, we have a carbon that is bonded with a double bond to an oxygen, and it has to be the last one on the chain. What do I even mean when I say on the chain? You will see that or you will understand as we move forward. So this is how an aldehyde would look like. This is the structure of our functional group. Let's go ahead and take a look at ketones. Structure of the functional group. The name of the functional group is carbonyl, and it has the same general formula as aldehydes. There's actually something special when homologous series have the same general formula. We're going to talk about that as we move forward. So how does a ketone differ from an aldehyde? Okay, here I have the aldehyde I just drew previously. So let me draw a ketone close to the aldehyde to show you the difference between ketones and aldehydes. So ketones, 1, 2, 3, double bond oxygen, hydrogens everywhere else, right? So this is the structure of the functional group. So a ketone, the carbon that is double bonded to the oxygen is sandwiched by 2 other carbons, right? If that is the case, then it is a ketone. But in an aldehyde, it's always at the end of the chain. So that is the difference between aldehydes and ketones. In ketones, the carbon is sandwiched by 2 other carbons, and in aldehydes, it is at the end. Right, back to our table. Carboxylic acids. This is our structure of the functional group. The name is carboxyl. So this is the carboxyl group. If the question says, what is the name of the functional group on carboxylic acid? It is carboxyl group. The general formula, CnH2n oxygen. And we have esters. Esters, this is the structure of the functional group. We don't have a name for the functional group, and the general formula is that of carboxylic acid, CnH2n. So there's something special there again. So aldehydes and ketones, they share the same general formula. Same is true with carboxylic acids and esters. There's something special going on there. We're going to talk about it as we move forward. So, right, this is where we need to start with organic compounds. Before you can move forward, watch any other video, look at any other material, you have to memorize this table. You cannot do organic chemistry if this table is not memorized. So I don't know, take 30 minutes, take an hour, however long it takes, but you cannot carry on before you memorize this table. So just go ahead and do that, and I'll see you on the next video.